And then one time I went in, he saw me with a bouquet of flowers and some chocolates. And he started yelling in a way, not really getting mad at me, but trying to get me embarrassed because there were still soldiers around the area. What is happening, guys? Archiezzle here, and welcome to another video. Archies, hope you guys are having a great day. If you are brand new, again, my name is Archiezzle on the internet. Staff Sergeant Masiba, U.S. Army medic, 7 years active duty. I make a lot of videos since 2006 on YouTube before I joined, now that I'm in, and eventually once I'm out, sometimes I post videos about my family, my life outside of uniform, informational stuff, and here just to entertain you and just have a good time. Story time, stuff like that, make YouTube videos. That's it. For today's video, oh, I apologize again. I know, don't freak out. Wearing the old Army PTs and have the headband because I'm still quarters in profile for my ear surgery, so ignore that please. But for today's video, it's a fun, upbeat story, a fun one and a funny one actually. The story where First Sergeant yelled at me for sneaking into the female barracks, okay? This is really funny, and it happened multiple times, up to the point that it was so often that he's just like, oh, you again, stuff like that, okay? So this happened back in the day, between 2011 to 2013, when me and Flor were both in the Army. If you guys don't know, you've seen her in a lot of videos on my channel. My wife was in the Army. She was an Army medic. We met in AIT. I don't know if I have to do a refresher about the story. If you guys don't know about that, let me know in the comment section below, and I will make another video about how we met in AIT and eventually got married. Okay, so we didn't really got married in AIT. We got married on our first duty station, 2CR, Vilseck, Germany. Our barracks was just like 5 minutes away, so I can walk, and I didn't have a car right away when I got there. So I would sneak every night after formation. Not really sneak, I would do it the right way. That's how you're supposed to do it, by the way. Check in through the CQ. CQ means charge of quarters. There's someone who's in charge in the hallway to monitor who goes in and out of the barracks. If there's people delivering food, they check your ID. You can have visitors in the barracks, but make sure they're signed in. And to break off any crazy stuff like fights, people getting drunk, people destroying stuff. So basically just another set of eyes, ears, and people in charge of the barracks. When the first sergeant is gone, commander is gone, you're there to maintain the barracks peace at all times. Okay, so the usual thing, you know, I go to PT. We weren't married yet, we were still single, we were still dating, we knew each other since AIT. Okay, so I get off usually about like 1800 when I was single, and I think I got into that time when everyone was still in reset because they just got back from deployment. So I would go to the barracks like 1800, invite Flor all the time to a dinner date at the DFAC, the Army dining facility in Vilseck, Germany, or sometimes we would take a taxi or get a ride from someone and have a fancy dinner at the PX in Graf, Pizza Hut. Everyone goes to Graf for Pizza Hut. If you know what I'm talking about, let me know. So it became a thing until the first sergeant, you know, he wasn't that busy anymore. He would actually go through and go make rounds in my wife's barracks, because her barracks is the same building where the unit first sergeant's office is at. So it was super close. There's no way or chance in hell that he's not gonna be in the barracks. If he's at work, if his car is parked right there, he is gonna be in the barracks. You know, sometimes he needs to use the bathroom. He needs to go to the vending machine to get something, or just check on soldiers and what they're doing. A majority of the people that were in those barracks are females. The first floor. Second floor mixed. I think third and fourth are all mixed also, but majority of the females, single soldiers, and well, in that unit was in that barracks. So I guess I understand where everyone's on high alert. You know, it's normal. They have to be protected, you know, because some guys, some soldiers, just kind of like everywhere you go, there's a lot of guys that are knuckleheads. They would go like, oh, break into other people's barracks and do something that you're not supposed to. So back to my story. I walk in there, you know, being a brand new private, I was like, First Sergeant, because he talked to me first like, hey, Private, what are you doing? Like, I snapped a parade rest super quick and just looked at him and didn't say anything until he told me to speak up, and I was like, First Sergeant, Private Masiba here trying to visit Private Montoya. And he was like, who the hell are you trying to go to my barracks and trying to visit one of my soldiers? Specifically, one of my female soldiers. Sometimes he would address his soldiers as sons and daughters, because I do understand if you're a first sergeant, you're basically the parent, and then your soldiers are your kids. So if your kids messes up, you're at fault, or you're in charge of them, so you gotta straighten them out. So I do understand, especially now, especially dealing with privates. Imagine that. As an old first sergeant, he was getting close to retirement and seeing a random dude, a random PFC going up to the female barracks. It was just like, oh, red flag right there. So he interrogated me like, so what is your business with PFC Montoya? I was like, First Sergeant, I was just trying to bring her to the DFAC so we can eat. And then right then and there, he knew, because a lot of people snitched on me, like, hey, there's this other medic from another unit, a dude, PFC Masibay, that is dating your soldier, PFC Montoya. So right away he was like, oh, you're the one, right? And he started yelling his voice in a way, not really getting mad at me, but trying to get me embarrassed, because there were still soldiers around the area. Formation just finished, so people are just hanging out in the corner, you know, trying to plan out what's gonna happen for the next day, just chilling in the area. So he's like, oh, so you are trying to visit my soldier, my female soldier. You better not do anything stupid or crazy. And then everyone started to call me lover boy, because he referred to me as a lover boy. Arch the Lover Boy. I also used that name on my Xbox gamer tag, Arch the Lover Boy. I don't know why, but I was the Lover Boy. And every time I would walk in, he was like, oh, you again? You're visiting my soldier again, huh? In a super loud voice, super obnoxious, and obviously he's first sergeant, so everyone would look at him and be like, oh, it's Masibay again. Oh, he's trying to like get with Flora again, all that stuff. So it was a recurring thing like almost every night, because I love Flora. And then one time I went in, he saw me with a bouquet of flowers and some chocolates, because little old PFC Masibay Archiezzle was a corny type of guy and super cheesy. So he saw me with those things and he was like, I know where you're going. I don't know exactly what his words were, because I was just like, oh crap, first sergeant is here again. He's gonna embarrass me in front of everyone, yell at me and stuff. And yeah, that was one of the most embarrassing moments of my life in the army. And he started talking to me again in a super loud voice that everyone couldn't hear it, because there were still soldiers around, that the next time you visit my barracks and visit my soldier, you gotta make sure that you also have a ring. Nothing less than a carrot. I'm like, yeah, okay, I know what rings are. I know what engagement rings are and wedding rings are. I don't know anything about how many carats and stuff like that, but I know it was like a lot. He's like, less than a carat, 14 carats or something. And I was like, oh crap, okay, he's really embarrassing me in front of everyone now. So I kind of changed my schedule, because I don't want to be going there the same time all the time with him seeing me. So what I did was come into barracks after hours, but I didn't sneak in the back. I went through the front. I know some people sneak in the back because there's windows and people hop in. That's not the right thing, but I guess I was stupid, so I went through the front, and there was no CQ at that time, and I was sure he was gone, but he saw me walking nonchalant, you know, just chilling, like gonna go to Flora's room and just talk to her, even though if it was like 10 or almost midnight and there was like formation the next day and it's a regular work day and there's PT, a run day, he was still there. And I saw him, well, I didn't really saw him, I heard him from my right side, and he yelled me, you again? It's off hours, why are you still here? And he went into that first sergeant mode, talking to a little old PFC, me at parade rest like that, like, yes, first sergeant, I was just trying to visit PFC Montoya again. And he was like, it's after hours, don't you have anything else better to do, private? There's work tomorrow. So it went on and on again for a good like 10, 20, maybe 30 minutes. It's just him, you know, spitting out fire and knowledge about love, about the right thing, if this is what I really wanted to do, and just telling me to slow things down, basically. So I catched up onto that, and after that, you know, I always come in now in a perfect time, you know, during visiting hours. I didn't try to sneak anymore. I never tried to sneak through any crazy stuff, and he became a lot nicer to me. And he saw me during work when I was actually in the medical coverage and doing medical training and stuff like that, so he knew how I work, he knew how I was, he knew my intentions was like true and legit and nothing crazy, no monkey business. And me and Flora ended up getting married and all that stuff, and he was present. He was still the first sergeant when me and Flora got married and all that. So he turned out to be one of the best, awesome first sergeants that I have. Well, I wasn't really under him. He was one of those first sergeants from a different unit that I know that I can count to, because sometimes I would go to him when I was about to get promoted from E4 to E5 to ask him basic questions, because there's also situations where my unit had to work with his unit. So I, as a medic, had to go to Charlie Med to, you know, talk things up and plan things up. And just so happened that he was there usually when I go and talk to the medics over there. So everyone knew each other. If you're a medic and you're in the same base or same unit, every medic knows each other. Oh, the medic that works at the line, the medic that works at the hospital or the clinic. It's a small world, trust me. He was just one of those very few people that I know that I can count on, that I learned a lot from and got embarrassed by a lot, like crazy. And it was just fun looking back at it now, you know. Crazy first sergeant. Pretty cool. I think he retired already. First Sergeant Green, if you're watching this, that's what's up. Well, that's it for my story. What do you guys think about it? Did you guys have any situations like that where you have to sneak in just to see your loved one? Hey, it's crazy, man. Good times. I walked a lot. Even though it was snowing outside, I would still walk. German weather. Alright? If you like this video, make sure to hit that thumbs up. Support, subscribe, appreciate, spread the word. Archiezzle is back. I will see you guys in the next video. Archiezzle out.